So you could be playing the Rockets here in the second round. Obviously, they present a unique challenge with their small ball lineup. Uh, PJ Tucker playing at center at 6'6", that's probably his official height, maybe 6'7" at best. Frank Vogel has alluded to the fact that you guys could play small and you could play big, even though there's a majority of Lakers Twitter or Lakers social media files that prefer you guys to play small. How do you envision being able to be effective in a potential series against the Rockets?
Well, I said I think we can adapt and adjust. I'm not saying we should have to adapt and adjust to any team, make them adapt and adjust to us. But because we can play small, we can play big, we can play fast, we can play slow. I think it's to our advantage, and we have to use it to our advantage. And I think we switch it up on them sometimes. I think I always like to start big, so we can do that. We can still play fast when we're big, but we got to take advantage of when they mismatch the switches and getting in the paint. Obviously, they think we can't beat them with twos. They're going to try to beat us with threes. But if we take away some of their threes and said wear them down some in the paint and also wear them on and make some shots on the outside would be great. We do play fast with AD at the 5 or even Kuz 4 or 5, however you want to do it. And just keep up our pace and be able to guard them a little bit better than normal and take away that 3 a little bit more. It'll give us a chance. So I'm interested to see how that series turns out between the two of them, OKC and Houston. But it ends up being Houston. I know it'll be a tough task. They have some good pieces that are playing well, even with Jeff Green adding him, Covington added to the roster. Daniel, he's shooting it very well. You know what I'm talking about?
Daniel House.
There you go, yep. Daniel House. He's been playing well. Macklemore, he's been shooting the hell out of it. They're all been playing well. Austin Rivers having a hell of a bubble. So they have some good threats out there. They have some real threats, some serious, days where they can shoot it well. But we have to do a real good job of defending the perimeter and at the protecting the paint at the same time too, but getting out and running and putting pressure on them offensively.
So you've played against the Rockets in the playoffs before, playing against a player like James Harden. I envision actually that you might be the primary defender for him just because of your experience guarding him and your size.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, obviously we don't know. You're not going to give away the full scout. I know. But if you do play against James Harden, if you're assigned as his primary defender rather yet, how do you envision guarding him? What are the main principles that you can give the audience without actually giving away the scout?
I mean, the same as any other star player, man. Try to limit their touches if that's possible. With Houston, not just with him. You try to take away their 3-ball. You try to take away his 3-ball, try to limit his touches, and, try not to foul him. The guy, even if he has an off night, he's still going to get 20-something points somehow because he's going to get to the free throw line 15 to 20 times. But, the biggest emphasis for everybody in the league is try not to foul James and try to take away his 3-ball. Obviously, it's easier said than done because he's very good at both. But those are the emphasis, and that's just what everybody in their team. And obviously, Russ, don't forget about him. Better respect him. The guy's an MVP too, so he's their balance. He's the one that gives them a rim attack, the twos. He shoots more 2s and 3s. So we got to kind of protect the rim and protect the paint with him. So with those two guys leading the charge ahead of the snake for them, we have a full hand. We have a lot on our plate just trying to take care of those. And obviously, we have the pieces around them that have been playing well. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. It's going to be a hell of a challenge.
As somebody who's made an all-defensive second team before, can you explain for the people listening or watching how exactly is James Harden so good at getting fouls? Like, what is the actual thing that makes his skill so unique? And I don't want to start no drama. We're going to talk about any flopping. We're not going to talk about anything like that. I'm not going to go
into that, man. I respect all those guys. They're very good. I respect everybody around the league. And it's a skill set to be able to get to the free throw line as much as in. They're very good at it. And I respect James's game. He's great. We owe him probably MVP 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? He's had that many type of seasons. But he's very good at using his body, using his angles. He's physical when he needs to be, and he knows when to use the physicality against you. So that's why it's tough to not foul him, because he'll physically, bump you, push you, ride you off, and then, some way he'll find his arms to find your body, and then, use the contact against you to draw a foul. Just like Luka, some of those guys, they're just very crafty, and you don't have to be fast, athletic. But James is still, don't get me wrong, he's still fast, athletic, explosive when he needs to be. But he knows how to use your physicality against you and be physical at the same time. He'll be physical with you, and he knows when to, turn it on and off and switch it up to where you don't know how to or when to be physical, because sometimes you get your hand in there and then he'll use that against you. So, he's very good at it. So we have to do a good job of keeping our hands out, not letting him get to our body as much. Be physical, but physical without fouling, which is a tough task to do.
And we alluded to it. We know the Rockets are going to get 3-point shots. It's you can't stop it.
Yeah, they're going to get them up.
They're going to get them up. So how do you balance? I feel like there's a high potential for one game where you really just have to say, hey, listen, man, they hit 33s. They got up 63s. They hit 28 of them. That's just going to be a loss.
True, they're going to hit some. They're going to hit some.
How do you balance between letting them get them off? Because at a certain point, you really can't stop if they decided to take these threes at will, even if they're contested. How do you balance that?
So you just try your best to take away as many opportunities as you can. If they have less opportunities, they can beat you at 2. You take away the opportunities at 3, then you have a better shot. Sometimes they're going to make some, but at that point, you got to try to slow the game down, whether it's either get inside, get to the free throw line more with AD and Bron and draw more fouls, or go to the post more and slow the game down so that they can't get out and running and get as many threes up when they're having a night like that. But, there's no reason why. I mean, there is a reason why, but if you're a good defense team, we call ourselves a good defense team, you should be able to take away something from a team or at least limit it. So if we call ourselves a good defense team, we got to at least limit their attempts and their opportunities from 3, at least open ones. If they're hitting all contested ones and they hit 30 of them, you guys get the game. We'll give you 2 claps and a pat on the back and keep it moving. But, as a good defensive team, we better, have the expectation and the standard of being able to, guard them well enough to at least take away some of their opportunities, at least a third or a fourth of their opportunities, to limit them to be able to blow up like that.
Well, you already know how it goes. I wish you the best of luck for those who are watching or
Appreciate
listening.
it, man. We're going to need it.
This is how it goes. Danny wins, we record again. Danny loses, we don't entertain those thoughts, because
it's a wrap.
Since we've been doing this show, we're only 1 year in. We only know how to keep going. So
exactly.
hope we keep going with some W's.